What's up, y'all? Dennis here from Do It All Garage. Uh, I wanted to do a video on this Harbor Freight or Central Machinery brand ultrasonic cleaner. Uh, Over the years, I've done a lot of carburetors, cleaned them, taking them apart, cleaning them on dirt bikes, ATVs, lawnmowers, mostly small engine stuff, pressure washers, things like that. And I've always used harsh chemicals to clean them with, carburetor spray cleaner, Berryman's Chem Dip, if you're familiar with that. That stuff works, but again, it's really harsh chemicals. You don't want to get it on your hands unless you absolutely have to. If you do get it on your hands are going to stink for about, I don't know, a week maybe. But anyway, I've always been interested in ultrasonic cleaners, but I just wasn't sure how good they would work. This one at Harbor Freight, I saw this one, and I'd had my eye on it for a couple of years before I actually pulled the trigger on it and bought it. But this thing works really good. I don't regret buying it for a second. It does a really good job cleaning carburetors. There's really only two things that I don't like about it. Number one is the size, okay? I have a carburetor in there right now. It came off of a Kawasaki PRAIRIE 360, which is this bike right here I'm currently working on. It's a 2007 model, four-wheel drive. And I've got the entire carburetor in here just so you can get a size reference or whatever. But this thing was green when I put it in there, okay? I don't know if you can see that very well, but it came really clean. This thing does a really good job. As you can see, I'm sticking my hands in there because all I'm using is degreaser and hot water. My degreaser of choice is Purple Power. You can get it at pretty much, any auto parts store, Walmart, any place like that. But this entire bowl was green, like I said. And it's pretty clean now. Okay, it's been soaking in here for a while. I've probably had it in here like a day or two because I kind of forgot about it. I just want to let it soak because I'm not ready to put it back together yet. But anyway, as you can see, the gasket's still on there. If you're soaking it in harsh chemicals, Varsol, Berryman's Chem Dip, anything like that, you have to remove all the gaskets and usually replace them because a lot of times they'll stretch when they come off. But the one thing that I don't like about it is the size. I just wish they made a bigger one. I would be willing to pay more money for it if they made a bigger one. This one totally does the job, though. Any carburetors that I've worked on that fit in here, it would just be nice to be able to put something bigger in here. Number two, you can only set this to go up for 480 seconds. Let me see if I can get a good shot of that. There's 180, 280, 380, and 480. 480 seconds is 8 minutes, okay? I would like to be able to set this thing for maybe an hour or 2-3 hours, something like that, and just kind of leave it there, let it soak and let it do its thing. But unfortunately, it only goes up to about 8 minutes, so it's fine if I'm out in the garage. I can just check on it about every 10 minutes or so and turn it back on. But those are the only two things I don't like about it. This thing was about $60 after the 20% off coupon. So, all considered, taking everything into consideration, price and everything, I would definitely recommend getting one of these if you work on a lot of carburetors or maybe like even gun parts or something like that, something that's really hard to clean with your hands. This thing does a really good job. Let me walk over here and get my flashlight. Maybe I can get a little bit better view of it here. But that water was clean when I put it in there. I mean, it's getting it really clean. There's still some dirt in the corners and stuff like that, but that'll come off really easy. It also comes with this basket, okay? It's kind of shallow, and you can hook something to it and pull it out easier. But again, you're not using harsh chemicals in this thing. Degreaser and hot water does a fine job on it, so I'm not afraid to stick my hands in there. So anyway, this is basically how it works. I'll plug it in. I've got a little plug right here above my head, above my work table basically. It's probably got about 4 feet of cord, and it plugs in right there. That is removable, so in case you ever need to remove it, you totally can. You can pull it out. I always take it out and kind of wind it up, and I clean the tub out really good and dry it out, and I'll store the cord in there so I don't lose it, as well as the basket. Now, basically this is how it works. You can kind of set it in there a different way, so you can get the lid on. You want it mostly submerged. One thing before I turn it on, I have noticed it does seem to work better. It's basically like a stainless steel tub down in here. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. It's kind of hard to see. You can see just the rim of it right there, but it seems to clean a lot better and vibrate your parts more intensely when you don't have this basket in there. That's just my personal experience. You may get other reviews that disagree with that, but that's just been my personal experience. So I usually just kind of leave that out. Stick the lid on it there. It's just to keep, mine's out in the garage. This is Conroe, Texas. We got bugs flying around everywhere, so I usually try to put the lid on it. But anyway, you hit set, and you can set it for up to 480 seconds. And this little button right here that says TC, when you hit that, you'll see this little red light come on. That's the heater. I don't know what TC stands for. I'm probably like most of you out there. I don't like to read owner's manuals. I kind of just like to pull stuff out of the box and start using it. So that's kind of what I did. But anyway, TC is the heater. You turn it on, you hit the on button, and you're going to hear it, buzzing. It's kind of a buzzing noise. I guess that's when it starts vibrating, but here we go. And the seconds they just count down for you. Probably hear it a little better now. But see that water is moving. Water and degreaser mixture is moving. I'm not touching this thing. So it vibrates really well. And if you actually put your hand on something, you can feel it vibrate. So it's shaking all that stuff loose. And it's a little quiet, actually a lot quieter with the lid on, but up to 480 seconds at a time. It'd be nice to be able to set it for a few hours or whatever, but if you can't, that's fine too. One thing I've noticed, I don't know if all of these are like that, but when I set this thing and walk away from it and I have the heater on, the timer goes off and the ultrasonic cleaner main mechanism will shut off, but that heater will stay on. So I wouldn't recommend leaving this thing, sitting in your garage turned on or anything like that, and leave your house or whatever, because I got my temperature gun out the other day and it does heat the water up to about 150 degrees or so, and I just wouldn't recommend leaving it plugged in and leaving that heater on while you're not at home, just in case something happens. So you never know with, when you're mixing water and electronics like this. But anyway, I might try to put a picture up or do a video of the bike running after I put the carburetor back together. But when all said and done, at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy with it, especially for $60. If you are thinking about getting one, I would definitely recommend it. I waited way too long to get one just because I thought they wouldn't work, but it does work. It works really well. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like my videos. Thanks a lot.